Can I get every achievement in? The game starts as you playing as Rex Power. You're in a helicopter attacking a garrison and your only objective is to shoot everything. With some great music in the background, this is a great way to set the tone of this game. Eventually, when you have successfully shot everything, this brings the first part of the mission to the end. This is when you will unlock the first achievement of the game, which is Welcome to the Party, Pal. As with any Ubisoft/Far Cry game, there are bases. Unlike with Far Cry 3 and Blood Dragons, these are garrisons. Basically work the exact same, but just called something slightly different and look very, very different. This obviously gives you the choice of going very loud and trying to kill them with guns and explosives, or going quietly and using takedowns and your bow and arrow. I always try and do it stealthily, as I always find it's much easier, but that doesn't always turn out very well, and a lot of the time I do get spotted, so I have to go loud. Eventually, when you've killed every single one of the enemies in the garrison, you'll clear it and then be able to fast travel to and from this point. Alongside this, it will also open up some side missions that you can do from the garrison. And because it's your first garrison, you'll get an achievement called One Small Step. As the game is called Far Cry Blood Dragon, it is only right that there are some dragons in it. These act as animals in the game and are very, very, very strong. They do a hell of a lot of damage and also take a lot of damage to be able to kill them. This means if you don't have the correct weaponry or explosives, they can become a real nuisance. This is especially the case early on in the game when your guns don't do a whole lot of damage and you don't have much ammo. I would recommend early on, if you do see one, just try and avoid them because it's just a much better outcome. However, if you do feel brave and go after your first one and manage to kill it, you'll unlock the achievement Blood Dragon Down. When attacking certain garrisons, you can find yourself having to fight a dragon that walks into the garrison whilst you're doing it. It's a lot harder to do because the garrison won't be cleared until this dragon has either left the vicinity or been killed. As mentioned previously, just avoiding the dragon is sometimes the safer option. In this situation here, the dragon had clearly detected me and was looking for me, so I hid for a little bit and then slowly lost his detection. By remaining hidden and allowing for this to happen, I got the achievement Running Man. This dragon was still causing me plenty of issues as it just would not die. As mentioned previously, they can be very, very difficult to kill if you're not hitting them in their weak spot with a high power weapon. Unfortunately, I'd ran out of ammo on most of my guns, so stuck using the bow and arrow. If you manage to hit a critical shot, it does do a lot of damage, but this can be difficult as you only have the one arrow at a time. Eventually, after many arrows, I was able to hit the killing blow with my bow and arrow, getting me the achievement Just the Tip. Once you're successfully able to clear a garrison, you're able to complete some side missions that appear in these locations. One of these are hostage extractions. You'll find these on these little computers that are dotted around some of the garrisons.
Seriously.
From here, you then need to head to a location where the hostage is being held, clear the enemies stealthily, and then extract the hostage.
Defend the hostage before he is shot to pieces. Or just shot.
When you finish your last hostage extraction, you unlock the achievement Nice Like Jesus.
Scientific genius triumphs again!
Alongside prioritising the side missions for the attachments, I also took priority on completing all the garrisons quickly as possible. This was so I enabled fast travel around the entire island. This just makes navigation a lot quicker, as some objectives have you travelling from one side to the other, which can become a bit boring and repetitive when you're just driving back and forth. It also means that you can avoid enemies and dragons a lot easier. When you finish the final garrison, you'll unlock the achievement Way to Go, Garrison.
Goes the wind.
Similar to hostage extractions, you'll also find Predator Path quests in the garrisons. These are also on these computers. For these quests, you have to head to a certain location and kill an animal using a certain weapon. This can be bows or explosives or anything. When you're then able to kill the animal with the required weapon, you'll complete the quest. And once you've finished all of them, you'll unlock the achievement, Kill Them All. Some of the blood dragons that you'll find scattered around will be wearing brain cages. I'm not entirely sure what they do, but I think they're basically just helmets. I could be very, very wrong here though, so please correct me if I am. These are definitely a lot rarer than some of the blood dragons, but on one of the levels you'll go into an area where there's a bunch of eggs. In this area, you'll then find blood dragons spawning quite frequently with these brain cages. This is a good time to farm them and destroy 5 of the brain cages to get the achievement and set them free. One of the fun game mechanics in Far Cry Blood Dragon 3 is the lack of fall damage. I'm pretty sure this is because you're part cyborg, so you probably have robot legs or something. At this point, I really wasn't paying much attention to the story, I was just enjoying the vibes. This means that you can basically just throw yourself off of anything. If, like me, you'd reach this point in the story without getting the achievement Derp for landing 50 meters after a massive jump, you'll then get it when you land in an arena to fight 2 dragons.
This is where you die, Sergeant Red.
The achievement list for Far Cry Blood Dragon really isn't that bad. Basically, all of them apart from one are achievable at any point in the game. The one that this isn't the case for is the One True Stopper, and this is for headshotting every type of enemy. About 90% of the enemies are repeatable, so there's no issues with doing that, but there are a certain set of enemies that aren't repeatable and only appear once in the story. These are the zombie-like enemies that appear in the level where you have to go through some sort of trial ritual thing. In this, you get given different guns and then have to kill waves of zombies. Whilst doing this, you'll get zombies holding different weapons and attacking you in different ways. These are classed as different enemies, so be sure to headshot every single one of these. Up to this point, I've been playing the game very safe and just headshotting every enemy that I could to make sure that I didn't miss this achievement. Eventually, when you hit that last enemy, the achievement will unlock. A benefit of this zombie level is it gives you plenty of experience due to the amount of enemies that you're killing. This is perfect as it helps you reach the maximum level in the game, becoming an ultimate badass, which gets you the achievement Hail to the King. Now I'm at the final level of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. As you've seen in the previous clip, we've just gained access to a new weapon. This is some wrist laser that just causes absolute carnage and will just rip through anybody. Using this weapon, we have to fight through the enemy's last stronghold to find the rockets that they're about to send off to destroy something. Again, at this point, the story had sort of lost me, but the vibes are just immaculate, so I didn't really care.
It's raining men. I like this part with it. Blow up.
As we get deeper and deeper into the base, we suddenly find ourselves at the weapons lab, and this is where we discover one of their brand new weapons.
What the hell is this?
As we found it, it's only fair that we get to use it. Using this Triceratops dinosaur thing with rocket lasers on top of it, we then continue to cause absolute carnage through the entire base. In a final stand, the enemy starts firing off missiles that take down the garrisons that you've taken back and some of the other places around this strange world. Whilst fighting helicopters, blood dragons and taking down these missiles, this is a perfect way to end this game in my opinion. On top of this, once you've successfully taken down the enemy, you'll unlock the achievement Endgame. With all the main missions and most of the side missions completed, it's now time to mop up the final few miscellaneous achievements. The first of these is Murder Nature. To get this, you just have to kill all the animal types in Far Cry Blood Dragon. Thankfully, there's only 12 of them, and they're not very difficult to find, as they're displayed on the map as they are in every Far Cry game. Eventually, when you find the 12th type and kill it, the achievement will pop. As this is a Ubisoft game, there are a bunch of collectibles, but as it's also quite a bit of a smaller game to their usual one, these aren't too bad to find and do. All of these can be a lot easier to find as well, as you can buy treasure maps in the stores that just tell you exactly where they are. The first of these achievements are What Are You Reading For finding all of Dr. Carlisle's notes. The second is the greatest format of all time for finding all the VHS tapes. And the final one is the Drug of the Nation for finding all the TV sets to decrypt the hidden message. Other than the headshotting all the enemies, the only other achievement that's kind of annoying is Tooled Up. To get this, you have to purchase every single weapon attachment in the game. To do this, you have to complete a bunch of challenges to unlock them, as well as finishing missions and leveling up as well. When they're all then available to buy, you then have to buy them, so getting currency is also a bit of a tricky thing to do because it's not the easiest thing to come by. You can do this best by looting enemies and looting the areas that they're chilling around. Eventually, you will get enough and be able to buy all the attachments and get the achievement Tooled Up. The final achievement for me in this game was Dragon Slayer. To get this, you just have to kill 25 dragons. I think by this point I had 23 dragon kills. This meant I just had to get 2 more. This sounds easy enough, but getting the dragons to spawn when you want them to is definitely a lot harder than getting them to spawn when you don't want them to. The way that I found best to find them is spawn in a garrison and then throw some of the hearts that you've acquired that then attracts them, and suddenly they'll spawn. From here, kill the dragon, move to another garrison, and rinse and repeat until you kill 25 dragons. Blood Dragon to me is the perfect type of DLC that you can do for a game like Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 feels quite realistic, and the story and the characters are all very serious. So by doing the complete opposite with Blood Dragon, it just works so well. Don't get me wrong, the story's not the best thing in the world. To be honest, I couldn't really tell you much about it, but everything else about this game is absolutely perfect. The vibes, the weaponry, the enemies, just everything about it is so much fun, and I would highly recommend anybody to play this game. Even if you haven't played Far Cry 3, it's a standalone DLC, so just get on this. It's like 2 or 3 quid in the store, and it only takes about 10 hours to complete, so it's just perfect. If you've never done it, I would highly recommend it. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it, so if you can click the subscribe button or leave a comment, that goes a massive way to show me that I'm doing the right thing. If you've got any recommendations for the future on games that I should play, also let me know, as I'm always looking for different games to play. But thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.